Yeah, hey guys, thanks for all the likes and subscriptions. Super appreciated. Hopeful to get some more episodes done over this winter. So I think maybe what I'll do now is just talk about some of the things that I like about my rig and that I don't think I would change, and if I do have to build another rig, I would do exactly the same. And I mean, for the most part, most people are probably going to watch this review because it's for a Go Fast camper and platform camper on a 2014 Ram 1500. And I'll tell you, if there's one thing that I wouldn't change purchasing this camper. I've said this before, I think in some of my other videos, that in my particular case, this camper has been one of the best investments in my life since purchasing a home. The company, the people that work at that company are great. They're super supportive. They're super helpful when things go wrong with the camper. They're a growing company. They're willing to put the effort in to make sure that you're a happy customer. And just on that fact alone, regardless of any of the other small little finicky details that you may not like, at the end of the day, the Go Fast camper and the company itself and the way that they look at life and the way that they look at their business, I think is by far a step in the right direction in this world that we're in. A very sustainable model, and I'm just stoked to be a part of that Go Fast community by owning one of these Go Fast campers. I've spent the whole summer camping out of it, spent 2 weeks living out of it with my 6-year-old son, which was amazing. I have spent multiple weeks on my own, and have done a lot of fun trips over this summer. I put a lot of miles on my truck, which used to not get as many miles before I got this camper. So I mean, that's the one downside, is you'll find yourself wanting to go out all the time. The camper itself is lightweight, so lightweight. I don't really notice much of a difference from when I had just a normal topper. The height difference, I can't fit in the garage anymore, makes working on the truck in the wintertime a little bit more sporty. And trips down into big cities, very terrifying, just because of it's not a rig that's designed to be in a big city for me anyways. Like that's one of the drawbacks, is it sticks out like a sore thumb, and a lot of people, you get a lot of looky-loos, and that's okay. That's okay, but sometimes you get the wrong type of looky-loo, right? And we've heard of the horror stories of people having their trucks broken into, but I think we're very fortunate, and in the truck, I couldn't be happier with a full-size platform. I've been thinking a lot about getting a smaller pickup truck with a 4-cylinder, an older Toyota, or even a Toyota 4Runner for that matter. But I don't think I'll put another camper on that one, but I'm definitely going to be looking at, if I get another pickup, getting the Go Fast topper, because just the side access to all the doors, the ease of repair, the ease of being able to attach things to the outside, all of those things, it's just such a great kit that it's really hard to think of spending money on any of the other options out there. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I have a bad thing to say about my Go Fast camper. We get a lot of complaints. You see a lot of complaints on the forum. Some guys have had some bad luck with water intrusion, and that sucks, right? But it's not for everybody. It doesn't happen for everybody, and that's a bit of a bummer. But some of us get lucky and some of us don't. But at the same time, it's part of it. If any of us have been in a ground tent before, sometimes you get a bad tent. It just happens. and it's not a big deal. And generally speaking, as I mentioned before, the crew at Go Fast Campers is so keen on making sure you're happy with your product that they, you know, you put in a service request, they're going to get you sorted out. And yeah, like I said, I mean, this camper is a game changer. And you know, as I'm driving into kind of towards Mount Currie outside of Pemberton here, I'm just so blessed and so lucky to be able to have these adventures and have this piece of equipment now in a time when everything is more expensive. Fuel, accommodations, all of these things, and investing in one of these campers that enables me to go take expensive courses and not have to worry about paying thousands of dollars in accommodations is transformative. It's such an important part of being able to achieve the goals that I want to achieve in the ski industry, which is to continue to grow as an avalanche professional, and hopefully, if I'm successful, you know, after a few years of hard work and determination, be a certified ski guide. And you know, I couldn't do it without this rig, or the support from my family for that matter. But anyways, that's enough of me yammering on about what I like about the truck. And then what we'll do is we'll go out when I get to my campsite and I'll do a quick walk around. So let's talk about the camper. Like, I talked about it already. There's not much I don't like about it. Actually, to be honest with you, there's nothing I don't like about it. You know, it's so versatile. The one thing I tried is I've tried getting, where are we here? Tried to get a ski rack on there in the hopes that I could stop having to take my skis in and out of the truck every time I set up. It's a real pain in the ass. The issue is that I just learned, because I just got these racks, is when I got 3 pairs of skis up there, which is generally what I'm going to rock when I'm out on a mechanized guiding trip, I can't lift the tent up. It's too heavy. Especially when it's minus 15 outside. So the gas struts probably aren't as strong when it's cold. So that's just something to consider. If you're going to need to, you want to store your skis on the top of the rig, you want to lift the tent up, there's a good solid chance you're not going to be able to do that without upgrading those, so that it can lift a little bit more weight. They do say that they could lift 75 pounds. I'd be hard pressed to think that my 3 pairs of skis are 75 pounds. Otherwise, I'd be a lot more fit when I was ski touring than I am now. So yeah, I mean, I've got Josh Edgar's covers for my locks. That's the one thing that people talk about a lot. I talked about that in my previous videos. They're working great. There's another company now, if you go to the forum, I can't pronounce what it's called, sorry, but they make a little bit more of a nicer one that uses rare earth magnets to cover those latches up. And then some of the other guys have made the change from a C4 Southco compression latch to a C5, which is a bigger latch. You don't have the kind of annoying thing when you plug the key in or put the key into the tumbler that it pops the lock open. That's kind of nice. It's pretty frustrating, but there's worse things to be worried about in life. And so the covers are mandatory. If you're going to use your rig at all in the wintertime, you need to cover those locks. You will be beating yourself up trying to not freeze your hands off getting those latches open when they freeze. A thing of note too, this happens to me all the time. I'll show up at a site, it's just puking. And I'll flip open the truck to get my gear out. I'll leave the latches wide open and I'll leave the covers slid back so they're not covering the latch. Well, what happens? Well, then all that snow piles up inside of the latch because I forget about it because I'm excited. I want to talk about powder skiing. I want to go powder skiing. I forget all about it. I close it all up. I come back at the end of the day. It's starting to get dark and my locks are frozen shut. So close and cover your latches if it's puking outside and you flip up your camper. There's better solutions, but that's for Go Fast to figure out. You know, I'm not going to pick on them for choosing a compression latch. Otherwise, there's not really much else to see.
Yeah, thanks everybody for the likes and subscriptions. Tune into my other episodes that I've put out to see more on how I've built the camper out. And I know it was a pretty rambly video, but I thought it was fair to give an honest review. Be safe out there. Cheers.